team? How we doing today? Day one, I don't even know, 23, 24, the 5 a.m. squat club. If you want to make progress in your life, don't try to rely on motivation. You need a system. Build it in so that you can't fall off. We do that. We make progress every day. We've got a 5-step program here for you to ensure that you make progress. Looks like this. We're gonna get up early like we've already done. We drink water. We don't press snooze. We're gonna prime our minds, choosing our first thoughts of the day. We're gonna prime our bodies with a warm-up. Intensity today will be wall walks and deadlifts. Moments of clarity to clear our mind. And then we make progress on our goals every day. First step here, we're gonna get down into what we call our paleo chair, paleo squat. We're gonna choose our first thoughts for the day. So it's gonna look something like this. If it's a little bit tight for you, grab yourself a weight or a counterbalance. Hold on to that so that you don't fall backwards. We're gonna move quickly through these this morning. I am responsible. I will make time between stimulus and response. I have all I need to succeed today and will focus on progress over perfection. I choose gratitude. Do that one more time. I am responsible. I will make time between stimulus and response. I have all I need to succeed today and will focus on progress over perfection. And I choose gratitude. So we do this every morning so that the thoughts that are going through our head are not just our defaults, that we have a little bit of say there, and the more times I repeat those things, the more times that becomes the default. Perfect. So we're gonna keep moving on here. Time to warm up the body. We'll get a little bit of blood flow happening here. I can't actually read that, but good morning. Good morning, Jody, Jason, Job. Let's get it. Good morning. I don't know if you guys can see, the goal is to have the chat on the screen there, but that is too small for me to read. Okay, let's get into our warm-up here. You'll see there is a warm-up on the screen, but you can always feel free to hop into another different warm-up if you'd like. You can always hop on a machine if you've got one. You can always go for a little jog if that's kind of within your thoughts. But I'll explain this. I go through some hip flexor warm up in the form of knee raises. You could alternate knees. I generally will get, 5 per side. Then some good mornings. Definitely want to be focused on this one today as we are going to deadlift. So thinking about hinging at the hip, trying to maintain that neutral spine, standing up, squeezing the butt. From there, just into some lunges. I seem to like these reverse lunges now, but you could step forward, whatever you prefer. From there, some burpees. Just get yourself down on the floor. Where are we here? Get yourself back up. Doesn't need to be fast. And then some squats. So let's get warming up here. Let's see if there's a way I can actually see this. Very challenging. Cool. Good morning, Yaroslav. Good morning, Spencer. I have sound now. Oh, is it not on before? Dang it. Doing something wrong there, obviously. Was it just in the the first 2 sections, or just the intro? Or was it during the mental reps as well that it was quiet? Learning experience. Tried to put so much focus into the chat window coming up there that maybe we lost audio. Tell me how you guys are feeling this morning. Was active recovery a good idea? We feeling pretty fresh? We feeling awake? I think it was my error. Don't worry. Well, I feel like that's going to be pretty rare that it's not my fault. So Fantastic. So we'll talk a little bit about this now, but we don't need to belabor it. You know, the idea of changing behavior, changing what we do, potentially one of the hardest things that we can do. You know, change is hard, they say, because we get stuck in our ways, whether they are productive towards our goals or not. And then in order to change that, you know, because we're such habitual creatures, it's very challenging, right? The how entrenched we are with our habits becomes more and more real the longer we do them. So when we go to change them, you know, you want to put in a process. I did reverse lunges today. Your turn to deadlift. Yeah, and I think I noticed, Spencer, I saw your thumbnail before we started, something about carb talk. So if you guys have some extra time today, you know, maybe flowing on Saturday's theme about food, I'm assuming Spencer's thinking about that a little bit. So go over and check out his video today. I think even carb was in the title. Feel free to post that there, Spencer. We can check it out later. Yeah, in terms of changing habits here, I mean, systematizing, right? This is kind of the idea that why we've created this thing, why I've got the 5 steps, why it's not just wake up and see how I feel and see how it goes. You know, my thought process is if I can create a stack of habits, you know, where one habit leads to another, because I do this one just after that one happens, then I can ensure that I'm getting all the things that I want without having to rely on motivation and decision-making power and all that at 4:50 in the morning. So this really is, you know, a cheat code to what you're trying to get. Obviously, you can modify it to make sure that it suits your purposes. And, you know, you can change a part here and there. You can modify your mental reps, your warm-up, your homework afterwards. But the system in place basically sets it up so that you don't have to make any decisions. It's pre-made. You just show up here. An ideal situation, we do this together. You guys are lucky. I was gonna say you're lucky you're on the East Coast, but I know, Spencer, you're not. You just don't seem to sleep. All right. Feeling warm-ish? Why don't we start talking about a little bit of specific warm-up. So we're gonna get upside down today in the wall walk, which I will demo and talk about scaling options in a minute, but why don't we get a little more shoulder prep here? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go a prone Y. So you're gonna lay down on the floor on your chest. And then we're just gonna bring the arms straight overhead. So arms are out in front. I can drop the chest down. And I'm just gonna lift at the shoulders. Trying to keep the elbows nice and straight. Lift them as high as I can for 3 seconds, and we'll get 10 of those. Maybe not 3 seconds at the top, just 1, 2. Okay, and then we'll just get maybe a set of arm circles here. The shoulders will warm up very quickly once we get in there, but as they said, again, it's before 5. And I'm getting no younger. While we're finishing this up, if you do have a lot of free time today, 3 p.m. Eastern or 1 Pacific or noon Pacific, I guess, I'm gonna be on Chris Biesterfeld podcast, Biesterfeld, I think. So feel free to check that out. That'll be, I think, CrossFit related today. All right. Actually, yesterday I was another one, but that won't be out till October. and it's more of a ranching one. All right, let's talk movements today. Gonna get into our intensity. You can see wall walks and deadlifts today. So we'll chat about the wall walk first, and then we'll get into the deadlift. So ideally you wanna make sure that you've got some space where you can lay down, and you've got some wall space that you can use to basically put your feet up on. So I don't know if that's going to be super visible, but I'll give a quick demo here of what we're looking for, and then we'll talk scaling. So I'm going to start laying on the floor, hands underneath the chest, feet against the wall. I'm going to come up to the knees and then into like a downward dog. From there, I'm thinking about stepping up on the wall as high as I can, 1 foot, 2 feet, and then I'm going to walk myself in, ideally to the point where I can touch my nose to the wall. I want to make sure that my belly is not in the wall like so. I want to be just my nose and my toes with my abs squeezed, my butt squeezed, and then I'm going to walk it back down to the floor in between. If that's not accessible, which is very understandable because that's a pretty high level move, I still want to aim to get upside down. So options for that, I'll give 2 more options. Option number 1 is going to be start in the same position, come up into that downward dog again, and literally 1 step, 2 step, and then just bring the chest through. And you can hold that for a second or 2, and that's a great option, just getting some load in line, upside down. And then I guess your third option, if you just don't want to put your feet on the wall at all, would just be, you could start yourself in that same position on the floor, come up to the feet, press up into your downward dog, hang out there, and then come back down. So those are the 3 options for the wall walks. Let me know here if you've got equipment concerns or questions on any of that, and then I'll answer those questions. Wow. Okay, movement number 2 is a deadlift. So I'm gonna go with the barbell, but stick around, I'll give you some options. So what we're looking at here is the deadlift. You know, if you think about these in terms of what their functionality is, it's picking something up off the floor. So, you know, I think outside of here, you'll hear people saying that, like, you know, the deadlift isn't something that you should do, or as you get older, you shouldn't, but like, it's such a stupid idea. That you shouldn't pick something up is just dumb. Like, yeah, maybe you shouldn't, maybe you don't need to use a straight barbell, maybe a hex bar or maybe dumbbells or whatever is better, but to say that you don't need to deadlift, there's a tangent for you. Okay. So what I want to think is I'm going to hinge at the hip, load up the back and glutes, bend at the knees till I'm in a strong position with the bar at about mid-shin, and then I'm just pushing away with the legs. You know, you can think about this as a pull. I find when I think about it as a pull, the chest comes up early. So I like to think push away from the floor. Once I cross the knees, I'm thinking about squeezing the butt hard, standing up. Always keeping the abs nice and tight. Taking a breath at the top, you can come down and go touch and go. Or you can come down, put it down and reset, and then stand from there. So if you don't have a barbell, but you want to kind of do that same movement, you know, maybe keep the intensity a little lower. You could always just do that with a stick, right? Just really learning that motor pattern, keeping the barbell close against the legs, hinging at the hip, bending at the knees, and then pressing it back away. So just practicing those reps in essence. And then obviously, if you wanted a little bit of load, but you don't have a barbell, you could go dumbbell like so, or like a goblet. That way you can kind of choose your range of motion, whether you're going to come to the floor with it vertical or aim to come to the floor, closer to the floor with it horizontal. So those are your 2 movements. You know, as usual, you've got the option of doing more reps with lighter weight and getting the intensity I'm not gonna say intensity a little higher, but getting the cardio up a little bit more, or aim to go a little bit heavier, especially if you've got the load. Do less reps on the deadlift and aim a little bit more for strength on that. So let's get setting up here. Let's start setting up your gear, and we'll go from there. Heavy on deadlift. Yeah, I mean, Jody, Jody, let me see if I can do this. Watch this. Did that pop up? No, it didn't. What? Okay, well, that comment was supposed to pop up, but it didn't. Jody's asking, where'd it go? Heavy on deadlifts. Yeah, it's up to you, right? So personally, I'm going to go heavy-ish, just because I don't get into my gym very often, and if I'm gonna get any kind of heavy stimulus, it's gonna be here. And because I'm such a massive guy, I mean, I don't practice strength too much. That was a joke. Yeah, I'm gonna aim to get in, some strength work kind of whenever I can, because it is a weakness. So let's start getting that set up, and then we'll get moving. Obviously, any questions you guys have, just post on there. Let's take a few and get ready here. Is there music on there? Yeah. There we go. Let's get set up. While you're getting set up, you can think about clicking that like button. See if we can at least get everybody here to put a like on there. If you haven't subscribed, I would appreciate that. If you're getting value here, those are definitely things that can help us out. Just give a little feedback that we're doing things right. And most importantly, personally, is our school community. And special note on that, today we've got our first meeting in the school community at 6 o'clock. So after our session today, if you haven't joined the school group, it's a pretty cheap monthly fee, and we're gonna be getting together and working on some high level goals. So check it out, join us, and once again, our first session is today at 6 a.m. after this. My main concerns here are space for the wall walks. Are you guys gonna be able to see that? Yeah. See. I'm just telling you to fight for your dreams, but it's not what it seems. Man, it's hard to be seen when everybody wants to be king. Yeah, they all wanna ring. Yeah, we all wanna be free. So show me what you got, what you bring, how you fight in the ring. How are we feeling this morning? How is the how are the weights feeling? Jody says, never in a million years would I do a wall walk on my own. Great movement for sure. Thanks for the push. You're welcome. Yeah, I would definitely choose handstand push-ups over wall walks as well. I remember when wall walks first came up in CrossFit competition, everybody was like, oh, well, this is a scale for handstand push-ups. But they're way harder than handstand push-ups. Way more time under tension for one rep. More range of motion. They're for real. Jody, do you have a barbell? Are you able to go heavy? It's not a super fast process. I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. I think I'm gonna probably stop and reset because I prefer the touch and go. But I should probably work on this. I oftentimes will get caught up in doing the things that we like or that we're best at instead of, I mean, that's a perfect example, Jody, of the wall walks, right? I want to make sure that I'm not just choosing the options that I like. I want to make sure that I'm getting outside of my comfort zone and that I'm working on some weaknesses. Remembering that I don't want to be the best at anything. I just don't want to be the worst at anything. I want to be nice and well-rounded, be able to pick up new physical things with ease. I think I'm going to keep it there. That feels good enough for today. I've got enough space here. Yeah, all right. Okay, I'm feeling pretty good. Let's see how we're doing. Oh man, keep dreaming. Don Dill. Are you joining us, Don Dill? He says, hell yeah, 5 a.m. discipline. I love it, man. Keep dreaming. I'm not sure I understand that. Are you saying you're joining us, or that's crazy to join us? All right, Jody. Yes, I do. Dedicated barbell with steel plates. Hell yeah. Bella barbell for Oli lifts. 2 barbells. You've obviously been doing this at home longer than I have. All right, give me a thumbs up if we are ready. You've tested out your wall walk, tested out your deadlift. Remember, I always kind of start with a plan and then aim to increase the reps as I go. So I'm thinking maybe 3 on the wall walks and then maybe 5 on the deadlift. The wall walk may not increase in reps just because each one is so long. The deadlifts probably will. Remember, this is your workout. You can always modify it, change the reps, change the weights. We just want the stimulus that we're looking for, right? We want a little of intensity. Turn on the body for the day. Yaroslav is ready. Jason is ready. Thumbs up, thumbs up. All right, Jody, I feel like you're always ready. Let's do this. Switch this out. And we'll go with this one. I don't know if that one's better or not. Don Dill, I'm sorry, man. I keep putting in that work, living the dream, bro. I see how that could have been read as sarcastic, but it wasn't at all. Love what you're doing. Oh yeah, sorry, man. Thank you very much. Don, are you joining us for a workout then? Are you in? Okay. I hope you are. I hope we're ready. Let's get it, right, Spencer? Okay. All right, let's do this. So we'll go wall walks first, then deadlifts. Let's do it. 10 seconds. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Playing games, I create my own lane, making pleasure out of pain. Turning losses into gains, I'm the boss, I'm making change. I've been rocking this exchange. Popping off and risking things, gonna make a name. I just wanna be famous, but I don't want that cheap fame. No, I'm not that vain. I just wanna be greatness. I just wanna be greatness. I just wanna be greatness. I just wanna be greatness.
Well, that might go to 4 eventually, but I know how tiring those get. Yeah, wall walks are definitely one of those ones that you kind of love or hate. Okay, let's see that. 10.
Okay, I'm going off every chance I get. I don't really take a loss, well, I'll admit. That's why I'll make it to the top, yeah, I commit.
2, 1, go.
Getting lost, I get after it. Investing in my own stock, cause it's faster than any crypto hits go, let me spend. Everything that you see is something I invent. And it's only a percent. I'm gonna take shots. If I miss off, forget it. I'll take a fat loss just to learn all that's in it. I'm taking snapshots, learning how to fall and get it. I'm getting back up, always stand tall, don't sweat it. I never back up, I don't miss a thing or regret it. I'm always learning, you could call me academic. I'm always working, never been apathetic. That energy is like a poison, needs some antiseptic.
That was 7. So much for 5. I felt pretty good. Could probably handle a little more weight on that, but so be it. I'm out of breath already though. 10 seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1. Joe, are you still with us? Remember you checked in at the beginning. You still there? That's 3 down. 7 to go. So far, so good, team. Five, 3, 2,
I'll be cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, not likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running right, see. And I ain't playing games, I create my own lane, making pleasure out of pain, turning losses into gains, I'm the boss, I'm making change. I've been rocking this exchange, popping off and risking things, gonna make a name. I just wanna be famous, but I don't want that cheap fame. No, I'm not that vain, I just wanna be greatness. I just wanna be greatness.
Keep it up, guys. Doing well. 10. 5, 3, 2, 1. Whoa.
Okay, I'm going off every chance I get. I don't really take a loss, well, I'll admit. That's why I'll make it to the top, yeah, I commit. And no, I'm never getting lost, I get after it. Investing in my own stock, cause it's faster than any crypto hits go, let me spend. Everything that you see is something I invent. And it's only a percent, I'm gonna take shots. If I miss all, forget it, I'll take a fat loss just to learn all that's in it. I'm taking snapshots, learning how to fall and get it. I'm getting
that was
back
4,
up.
but that
Always
was
stand tall, don't sweat it. I
probably
never
a bad
back
idea.
up. I don't miss a thing or regret it. I'm always learning, you could call me academic. I'm always
10.
working, never been apathetic. Bad energy is like a poison, needs some antiseptic.
3, 2, 1. Those wall walks. So far, so good, guys. 6 down, 4 to go, 10 seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1.
Cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, not likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running right, see.
20 seconds.
And I ain't playing games, I create my own lane, making pleasure out of pain.
Don Dill, today was a rest day for me. You hyped me up. I did one of those wall walks for the first time. Hell yeah. Love it. Probably come back around for a workout later this week. I'm here every day, man. Love you. Join us, Don. Go. Shit. Deadlift.
I'm going off every chance I get. I don't really take a loss, well, I'll admit. That's why I'll make it to the top,
8.
yeah, I commit.
One more round.
I'm never getting lost, I
One more set of
investing in my
wall
own
walks.
stock, 'cause it's faster
One more
than
set of deadlifts.
any crypto hits go, let me spend. Everything that you see is something I invent.
10.
And it's only a percent. I'm gonna take shots. If I miss off,
3,
forget it. I'll take a fat
2,
loss just to learn all
1.
that's in it. I'm taking snapshots, learning how to fall and get it. I'm getting back up, always stand tall and sweat it. I never back up, I don't miss a thing, I'll regret it. I'm always learning, you could call me academic. I'm always working, never been apathetic. That energy is like a poison, needs some antiseptic.
Last set of deadlifts. 10. 5, 3, 2, 1.
Cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win,
good job, team.
Unlikely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy.
Catch your breath.
Numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO,
wow.
I've been running right, see.
How was that for you guys? Let me know. Give me some feedback. Oh, adding that extra wall walk for me was very hard. Definitely jacked up the heart rate more. Wow. Great work. Don't forget, we've got our push-up challenge next. But we'll take a couple minutes and breathe. Jason says, gooder. Yeah, that's what my 3-year-old says. This one is gooder. I agree, that one was great. Wow. How was it, Jody? Good job. You too. How heavy did you go on that deadlift, Jody? Did you push the load? How about you, Jason? And Job, are you there? Did you join us? Or did you just check in the morning? Maybe he's at work on shift. Wow, I'm very sweaty. Just another minute here. I'll get this sorted out and then push-ups. And feel free to start thinking about some other challenges. I know we've got a ways to go before we get to at least 100 on these push-ups, but I like the idea of having some kind of little challenge after the workout. You know, something that allows us to do a little bit of different skill work, you know, build some capacity in something specific. So give it some thought. Wow. If you have some thoughts on the next challenge, it won't be for another, I don't know, 43 days, I guess. Maybe I'm jumping the gun talking about that. Woo! Man, I'm still recovering here. Jason, 185, nice. Jody, I pushed the load, given my potential. It hurt. 5 heavy, perfect. Perfect, that would have been my goal. I probably should have added a little bit more load to that, but so be it. Every day is a learning experience. All right. We're gonna just move for a minute and breathe. And let's do this. Maybe we'll just get an arm up the wall, loosen that up a little bit for our push-ups. And we can talk about, oh, no music on this one, look at that. Says, Jody says, 21.1 was the wall walk WOD. Still just as bad. Was that, which one was that? Was that wall walk, double under, snatch? I remember the wall walk. I feel like I remember one of those first wall walk workouts. That may not have been it though. I remember thinking though that, you know, we used to do handstand push-ups, or the wall walk would be a scale for handstand push-ups. I think I already said this, but like those people that had been scaling the handstand push-ups and doing wall walks were so much better at them when they came out than the people who had been doing handstand push-ups, because there wasn't that same carryover. Spencer, I know I can't do one of those wall walks just because of your shoulder. Spencer, you definitely have the strength, obviously. Yaroslav, nice workout, thank you. No push-ups for me today or even this week. My shoulder hurts badly. Okay, so the kids are gonna do 2021. Smart, Yaroslav. Why don't you just take time while they're doing it and get a little bit of just posterior shoulder work. Just warm that up a little bit so that, you know, we can work towards feeling better for those push-ups. Jody, 1 wall walk, dubs, increasing reps. Was it just wall walks and dubs? Okay. We did a very short stretch there. But remember, our moments of clarity is all along that line of, you know, you can modify the system if you want. You can put in or take out different elements because you have specific goals. But this idea of creating the system is the real, it's the ticket, right? It's the, you know, the title is cheat code today. It is, right? You don't have to build your perfect plan. You've got a blueprint here that, you know, you can make your own, or you can just stick with. And you know, if you follow it, especially with the homework, I talk about the homework all the time, especially with the homework, like your success is guaranteed. If you define what you want and then just show up and join us, system's already done. Let's see. Spencer, I tried to get into place to do a handstand push-up and nope, I get vertigo insanely easily. Yeah, I've heard that a number of times. Actually, a lot of people who have come in just don't like being upside down, whether it's an inner ear thing or they just don't have exposure to it. But yeah, if you're not used to that, it can be for sure uncomfortable and potentially even, you know, nauseating. All right, let's talk about our push-ups. I'm probably gonna take that off for the push-ups. So, if you are new here, we're doing a little push-up challenge where basically we start with a certain number, and then every day we try to add. My goal is 100 by the end. Today is 57 for me. We started on Monday at 50. So this is a full week in. Remember, just one more than you did yesterday. If you're doing this with us, you don't need to start where I am. You don't need to be at any certain level. It's just about increasing a little bit. And I'll just go over kind of how this works. For anybody that's new, you're gonna start in your push-up position, and you can either stay here, you can do like a side to shot, side shift, just maintain the plank, or you can be doing push-ups, and those are the only two positions we want to hold during this. I don't want to pike like so, and I don't want to come to my knees. I want to hold that position the whole time. Obviously, those of you who have been here before already know that, and you're probably telling me to stop talking. So we're gonna do this. I've got 57 today. I generally miscount, so hopefully at least I'll do more than less. All right, so let me know, are we ready for push-ups? Jody, remember we chatted yesterday, you know, consider that strategy maybe, that we just do full push-ups, holding the plank, and then, you know, we aim to add one as we go, or one every couple days. All right, Jason, you going for 100? Get a little louder music, and it is push-up time. Stay here. Just gonna grab a sip of water. We're almost there. Okay. All right. Put that here. Let's do this. 10 seconds. It'll beep at us. 5, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's the start. Ten, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Shoulders are fatigued. 20, 21, 2, 3.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame,
4,
no time,
5, 6, 7.
pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life. I never miss that fact, taking big swings, put your hand to the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, 'cause I see what I
28,
mean, I bring it to the mad
29, 30.
I got time to feel, I took a red pill, I know life's short, so I wanna live real, but I'm so supposed to feel.
31, 32, 33. 34, 5, 36. Whoa. 37, 38, 9.
They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't playing no games, I just do that's fact, and I don't feel no
40
shame.
up.
It's a mood you lack, I go crazy. Nah, but I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on the shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these shit I've been chasing. I've got visions in
1,
like memories
2,
after death. To be
3.
instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath. I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread
44,
with every word that I've said.
5, 46. I don't know if I skipped some there. 45, 7, 8, 39, 50, 51, 52. Oh my God. 53. 4. 55. 56. 57. It's possible I miscounted those again, but I think that was 57. That, in a lot of ways, is harder than the workout. I say that every day. There are many points there that I want to stop. Let me know how it goes. We still finishing up there? How are the push-ups? Come on, push-up challenge. Let's see it. We still going, team? How's it going? Okay, finish those up. Let's go. Oh man, my chest is pumped. 532. Let's see. I quickly remembered I can only do hand release push-ups. Nice, 3 sets of 10. Hey, fantastic. Hand releases, I find them almost harder. Let's see. Spencer, does holding the plank and prolonging it make it harder than doing 30, 10, 10, 10, or 30, 10, 10, 7 in a bit shorter time? Well, I think there's a couple problems with that. Problem number one is I don't think I could do 30 unbroken push-ups. And then I think if I did, it would probably make it harder and harder to complete the rest of them. The plank, definitely, you should try this, Spencer. The plank makes the midline component very, very challenging. Like you're on fire in the midline basically the whole time. I think if I had higher push-up capacity, then that wouldn't be as bad because it would be faster. But I think, to be honest, part of the goal here for me is that midline component. Is that I think when I started this, I realized that I probably should have more capacity in that position. So I'm okay if it takes whatever 4 or 5 minutes. I mean, the guy that we're basing this off of, he does his whatever 1210 right now, and it's like an hour and a half. So, you know, just imagining that for me is crazy to think that much capacity is possible. Because you see those like world record planks, but they're all, I don't know, pretty saggy and kind of ugly. Whereas this guy's position is fantastic and he holds it for an hour and a half. So for me, part of the goal is that midline capacity. Jody, I will do some planking later today. Oh, yo, feel terrible. I can't do the push-up movement, but still moving, so I'm good. Don't feel terrible. If you're feeling terrible, like beating yourself up, don't. I mean, if you have been working on this push-up position, you know, that full range push-up position every day for the last year and you didn't make any progress, then yeah, be upset about it. But really just be upset that you chose the wrong program or didn't follow it right. Don't compare yourself to where you think you should be or to other people. Just compare yourself to where you were and where you're going. Right? So if you're making progress, that's it, Jody. That's all we want. All right. Next section. Bing. Okay, so we'll do a little bit of recovery here. Let's, you know what? I'm going to bring this down. We'll get into a stretch after our hip work there with the deadlifts. We'll just get into let's do this, into a seated pigeon, basically just a square. So sitting on your butt, take one leg across, and you can hinge forward a little bit, just trying to loosen up the glutes there on that one side a little bit. Oh, all right, and then final transition is into our homework section. And this being Monday, the first day of our Momentum Mondays get together on school, which is our community. That's all about this homework section. It's all about carving out time to make progress towards your goals. Right, so you've got some kind of perfect life. What we're going to do this morning is we're going to go through a perfect life exercise or a perfect day exercise. You know, we'll close our eyes and we'll picture what's missing. What are the pieces of my life, you know, my relationships, my health and fitness, my business, finance, whatever category you want to look at, and we're going to find the whole. We're going to find the thing that, you know, if you were to look back, you'd be like, I didn't do the thing that I wanted in that category. We're going to break them down into daily steps that takes anxiety out of the situation, because you know that if you do that step, you've defined it correctly, that those steps, when done consistently, are guaranteed to get to that thing that you've defined. So you can do this on your own, or you can join us where we'll break it down together, we'll support each other, and then most importantly is we'll provide accountability. We're all going to keep track of our goals, and then every week we're going to check in and iterate if necessary. If we realize that, hey, this action step is not a realistic daily action for me, there are too many barriers for this one, we'll modify it. We'll make sure that we're choosing the appropriate, I switched sides there, by the way, choosing the appropriate step that allows you to stack that progress towards that goal. So if you're interested, if you're not, you know, making the progress that you want towards the things that you want in your life, come join us on school. You could be part of the founding members right now. It's just beginning. We're at 6, I think. So you'll get a lot of extra attention if you're in there early. But 6 a.m. this morning is our first session. So if you haven't joined us on school, go on over, join the community, and then our first session is at 6. But for those of you that, you know, decide that's not for you, still, this is that time. Carve out that hour at least, so that you can make progress, right? If you want to, you know, build the business that you've always been dreaming of, you want to just start reading books, you want to learn a new skill, whatever it is, time is not going to find you. So this is where we carve it out. Let's see here. Spencer, okay, that makes sense. I used to train weighted and one arm, one leg planks, etc., so I didn't feel like I would fail. Yeah, you have lots of capacity. I'd be curious to find out, Spencer, where you have weaknesses, you know, in something that you know, would be closer to a beginner than other skills. Very curious. Jody, Labor Day 2012, I started CrossFit and a new box in my town. Drank Kool-Aid from minute 1, 13 years in. Yeah, me. Hell yeah. That's so cool. We actually, I opened my gym March 1st, 2012. So that year, I guess, was big for both of us. Spencer, Jody, congrats on the anniversary. A little bit of laughter. I think the people that don't drink the Kool-Aid think that we're a little bit crazy for drinking the Kool-Aid. But, I mean, I think a lot of people don't quite understand what CrossFit is. It's funny, there's been a lot of talk about cult recently, but the way that I see it is like, if you're part of a community or a cult that, you know, helps people get better, then that's a pretty cool cult, and I'd be okay with being in that kind of cult. You know, a cult that promotes eating healthy and exercising with people and being the best version of yourself. Yeah, sounds pretty terrible. All right, team. I think we have done it today. Once again, community at 6 if you're interested. And then if you've got some spare time or you want to, pretend you're working for a little bit this afternoon, if you are in this time zone, it'll be 3 p.m. Spencer, it'd be like noon for you. It's the Chris Biesterfeld podcast. I'm not exactly sure what he's going to ask, but I'm assuming we're going to talk fitness. Talk about you fantastic people, the founding members of the 5 a.m. Squat Club. So if you got some extra time, check that out later. I'm assuming, Jody, you'll be there. You are strong in the Savoniverse. So have yourselves a fantastic Monday. And we're here tomorrow for, what do we got? Let me see. The thumbnail is up there already. It is scheduled, but let me see. Tomorrow morning we are going box jumps and hang squat cleans. So make sure you've got yourself something that you can step or jump on, chair, bench, table, whatever. And your barbell or dumbbells for tomorrow. All right, love you guys. Have yourselves a fantastic day. And we'll see you tomorrow. See you later, Spencer, Jody, Jason. I think Yaroslav already left. Peace. Till tomorrow.